So today we're going to talk about the standard form of a line, and we started this in class the other day. I'm going to go over a couple of the homework problems, or at least something similar to the homework problems that you'll be working on during class, and we'll move on from there. So the standard form of a line is ax plus by equals c, where a, b, and c are all integers. So for example, if I were to write down the following, 3x plus 2y is equal to 5. That would be in the standard form. However, if I were to write down this, 1/3 x plus 2y is equal to 2, that would not be in standard form because the a value is not an integer. It's a fraction instead. So hopefully that definition now makes sense. The first set on the homework is dealing with writing equivalent equations. And an equivalent equation is just something that has the same solutions. So if you look here, this here is the equation we're going to be working on, and all I have to do to make it equivalent is to multiply it by something or divide it by something. But every single term I have to do that multiplication or division with. So if I were to want to make this a new equation that's equivalent, all I do is, well, I just multiply everything by 2. If I do that, I end up with this. Now I could do the same thing by multiplying it by 3. I could do this forever. Multiplying it by 100, multiplying it by a half, if that will get you still to have those values of a, b, and c being integers. So that's pretty much all you have to do for those first 3 problems. So the next few problems are going to be dealing with writing an equation in standard form. So if you look here, we've got a point and a slope, and we should be able to write that out in point-slope form pretty quickly. So that's going to be y plus 4 is equal to -3/2 times x plus 4. Remember, the formula for point slope is y minus y1 is equal to m times, in parentheses, x minus x1. So that's why we change the signs of those -4s. So now all I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply this whole thing out. And so let's see how that works. If I do that, I'm going to be left with the following. So here I just distributed the -3/2. Here I simplified the -12 over 2. And here I just moved the x's over to the correct side and the constant over to the correct side. So one last step I need to do, I need to make this so that a is an integer. So I have to multiply everything by 2 to get rid of that fraction part. And with that, we're done. So one more time here, the most important step, set it up correctly using point-slope form from here to here. Then go ahead, multiply out the parentheses using the distributive property. Then go ahead and simplify. Then move everything over so it's on the correct side. And lastly, multiply if you need to make it so that there aren't any fractions in there. Let's do another one like that, since that's pretty complicated. Okay, so let's say we have 2 points and we're trying to put it in standard form. We've got our 2 points right here. The very first thing you do is you're going to figure out what the slope is. So nice and easy, the slope is going to be 1. Now we're going to choose one of these to put it into point-slope form. Remember, you've got to subtract the y value, y1 value from y. You've got to subtract the x1 value from x. That's why the signs change. You don't have to distribute anything since it's just 1 on the outside. So now I'm just going to move things over. And that's going to be my answer in standard form. Next part is the easiest part of the homework. This is just where you're going to try and identify the horizontal and vertical lines through a point. And in this one here, the point is -5, -3. So the horizontal and the vertical lines is just going to be very easy. It's going to be, the horizontal line is going to be y is equal to -3. And the vertical line is just x is equal to -5. Because remember, this one here is going to be a vertical line, this one here is going to be a horizontal line. So when y equals negative 3, x doesn't matter. And when x equals negative 5, y doesn't matter. So if you visualize it, I think you can see it. So let's just go straight up and down, or straight left to right. So the last part of the homework is this part dealing with solving for a missing coefficient. And if you notice right here, we've got this value here is b, and we don't know what it is, but we do have a point, and what we can do is we can solve for b's value by substituting in for x and y into our equation there, because its standard form is just missing what the b value is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite this as, well, it's going to be 8 times negative 5, because that's my x value, plus it's going to be 4 times b, because all I'm doing is I'm substituting my y value, which is 4. I know I switched it from front to back, but that's just because I think it looks better that way. It's going to be a 4 there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to multiply things out and then solve for b. So this is just a two-step equation. So it's going to be negative 40 plus 4b is equal to 4. Add 40 to both sides, end up with 4b is equal to positive 44. Really got tripped up on that. So b's value is going to be equal to 11. And then the last step on these is to rewrite the equation, which is up there. And that's it.